practice right
Yeah,
now.
it's still pretty early on here. This is full team drills. It's a full padded practice. There's a really nice crowd here. Energy is high, and we're going to be with you for the rest of practice. And right now, this is an inside zone. This is basically a running drill a little bit. And again, more people here than we have at the Under Armour Performance Center. And so when you have more people, that gives. And again, we're taking a look here at the inside, running drills here between the tackles in there. So we're going to get a chance to show you some of the drills here of these DB one-on-ones. This is certainly at an advantage here. Like it is tough sledding to try to cover any of these guys one-on-one. Tylan Wallace with a nice catch there. So we're going to get a chance to show you some of the drills here of these DB one-on-ones, which at an advantage here. Like it is tough sledding. I think that he's a really smart player. I was struck by his first day on campus and sitting down with him and getting a sense of who he is, how smart he is. I mean, these were at the team hotel, and he was bored basically in his room and wanted to practice some things and go through it. So it's basically the entire rookie class out there taking over the ballroom, going through everything. So he's literally running walkthroughs with his fellow rookies, or more team drills here, 11 on 11. This is the ones versus the ones, play action to Derrick Henry, and then good throw there by LAMAR, and I think that's a good opportunity there for both sides to get better. And we're starting to see a little bit more of the run game get going here. The pads came on.
You can see Kyle Hamilton. So getting these reps before week 1 is very valuable, especially when you have an offense as good as the Ravens and you have a defense.
He really does everything possible to maximize every day of practice, and just like a little play like that, it is just a sign of what he's able to do here, and they're just continuing to build. So here's an outside run with Derrick Henry, who when he gets into the open field, look out. A
little bit before we dove into the run game. Obviously, this week we saw Isaiah Likely, another tight end, go down with an injury.
Piece of that, so it's tough to lose him, and you feel bad for him individually. Oh wow, great pass breakup by Kyle Hamilton. He's played over the course of 3 years here. He's had some nice moments. He's good in the blocking game, but also have so many other weapons along this offense that I think is important to consider. And Roquan Smith there bringing the heat and yeah. But I just think he looks even better this year. Deep shot down the sideline, overshot there from Cooper Rush. Just as a reminder, Cooper Rush is to just again get a familiarity with the offense and these targets. And he's been working on that, so I think he's coming along nicely. And
you're also bringing in a guy who, has played in 38 career games. He's an established vet in that quarterback's room.
Yeah, and push there was David Ojabo, this is an important year for him, obviously, as a former second-round pick who's just dealt with injuries, but he's looked good. And on that play right there, man, Keaton Mitchell, I mentioned him earlier.
He's fast. He's back.
He's back. He really is. He is looked when he was a rookie, and his shiftiness, and he's got energy as he goes to the crowd, fires them up. Like he really made it take that play to the house there in an actual game. Like he has that shiftiness, that elusiveness. The fact that he even played at all last year was remarkable. And now you get to this point, he's looked good all off season, and in training camp he is getting the ball in his hands and allowing him to work on like that play that we just saw there. That's the type of thing that he's going to be able to do. So I'm encouraged by him.
And we saw that a lot in his rookie year.
His resiliency is something to marvel at, to be honest, and I'm rooting for him. That's going to be something I want to see from him in game action. And if he does well at punt returner in these preseason
of him, he's having a good camp.
Yeah. Deep shot there. Work on your speed. I thought you were pretty fast already, but that's an area where he's gone to work. And I think that you could see that that just changes your offense in so many ways in the conversation when you're talking about great receivers in this game. And he was a Pro Bowler last year. I think that he could certainly be back there again this year. Nice move there. I would say that he's been even better than I expected him to be. And when the Ravens sign him, they've done this with a number of players over the course of the team history where they've
seen and what coaches are saying, and obviously cutting, the undrafted kicker, things look good for Jonathan Ogden. But,
I'm almost as tall.
Yeah, we have a box here for you can stand on. So Mink, we're looking at full team
training camp is, man, this defense looks good.
Well, this guy looks pretty good too, number 8, Lamar
Yeah,
Jackson, breaks out of the pocket, brings that upfield. And I think he likes to toy with the defense in these practices because period they would have brought him down. But Lamar felt otherwise on that play, and that's just kind of some of what you're seeing there. Even just like when he's messing around, jogging, like the shift on some of these.
Honestly, like it's hard to say Lamar's looks any running quarterback become a little less dynamic. I can tell you 2025 is not going to be the year.
Yeah, it's what happens over time, but that's something that he's talked about and other players have as well.
Talk about guys who have looked good in this practice here, number 34 here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of who's still putting in the extra work. You know, who's signing autographs for all the kids. You know, one thing that I noticed
in training camp practice, not against the rush, he kicked a 68-yarder last week.
Hey, he has the Arizona program record.
their shot, or you know, Tucker did it in Detroit. You know, it's a dome, the conditions are a little easier. So Baltimore's not an easy place to kick.
So that was practice, and that is what I was talking about earlier a little bit. That one was out of bounds. Hopkins was just a little bit out of bounds. He tried to sell it to the ref and get, you know, throw the hand on reps. And I like those two guys that, like, they have some chemistry with each other.
On how to clean up some of these issues. And you know, certainly from a touchdown to Mark Andrews, from and
when you line up for 60, the crowd certainly gets into it, as you can hear right now.
It's good.
That one is through the uprights.
I don't know if I've heard.
she was sitting on that one too. She was working on it. She had it in the can. That was amazing. I'll give it to the kick was awesome. It's kind of turning over every stone, right? You bring in a former referee who can kind of help give you advice, and if you learn something and you avoid a big pass.
Open stadium practice.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. I just wish you didn't have me follow Mink. Kind of puts me in not in the best situation.
What?
But yeah, and we're seeing it again. Or everybody here is seeing it again. So yeah, I mean, look, this is a really good football team, and they have a
kicking game, Jeff. Like, you don't know that until you know it.
Yep.
But everything that we've seen is encouraging. Also, a guy that I'll point out right there who applied the pressure on Lamar Jackson. Credit, look, I give him credit, but a lot of times he gets the ball just sticking in his belly in the backfield and let him
involved, and that's important earlier in the season when you're establishing what you want to be offensively.
Well, Jeff, like, look, you don't want to see a guy. And so the flip side of that is Derrick Henry cruises in for the touchdown there. I think that that's a good position to be in when you lose a really talented and important player.
Yeah, and you know, look, everyone will want me to knock on wood while I'm potentially not having Isaiah Likely in week 1, which is not a sure thing. We don't know that yet. So they have they have the time and talent on their side. Oh, that was a nice throw by you.
And he's been a guy that's got enormous talent, has dealt with injuries in his career, but he's one of those guys that is versatile, a versatile piece in the equation. And so the Ravens certainly want him to be healthy for the.
He's a good special team player. He can play the gunner. He can block on the outside. That helps him. That could be the difference between him getting on this football team.
Yep.
And Hopkins, Tylan Wallace is too important on special teams. He's such a good perimeter blocker.
Ravens they've got an embarrassment of riches in a lot of ways at the receiver position, and we're going to get to see who can make a play right here. Deep shot down the field.
Oh, wow, what a throw.
In practice yesterday, too, and I think the day before, so nice play there with Jair Alexander in coverage, and a beautiful ball.
Here in the past that kind of sit in the back of the line and say, no, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
Let the young kids, but not Alexander. He took.
And down the uprights again. There you go, Shelby.
Luke,
what do you got?
there it is.
This is the story coming out of this practice, to be able to drill those long field goals and really make you feel like he's in good position.
By not bringing in a veteran to compete with him, right? And then they showed more faith in him by cutting.
This could be end of game, end of half, so that they can simulate that and see how the guys respond. And
Just back shoulder the last week of camp. I mean, he's made some really pretty throws, looks much more comfortable in the offense.
you think that's just a familiarity thing with the offense?
Sure, I'm sure that has something to do with it, right? I mean, it's hard to pick up a new offense. And
super intriguing, and there he is going up against David Ajabo. And so Vincent, I think,
not guaranteeing Andrew Voorhees will be the starting left guard, but that's as aggressive as John will say something when it comes on guard this summer, because he's been in the mix for that starting left guard job. But he has the ability to play all those positions. But you know,
it's like I think the secondary is going to be a really telling piece there.
Pretty much know just about 51 or 52 out of the final 53 spots. So this is the time to make the roster push.
Jeff has now
get a kind of energy charge out of being in the stadium with this many fans. There are fans at practice, but they can perform like this, as you said, Garrett, is best practice of training camp coming before these fans, and that's what you want to see.
impressed of Green's pass rush technique already.
Well, there he is
and
again.
yeah.
He gets